שלום לכולם, נתנו לי רק 15 דקות, אני לא יודע מה עשיתי, אבל האחרים קיבלו 20 דקות או אפילו יותר. זה אחת הסיבות שאני הופך לאנגלית, גם כן בגלל יש כמה אנשים שפה לא מדברים עברית. וסך הכל אני עולה חדש מ-2011, אז אני חושב שמשלים לי לדבר באנגלית. Lely is a company, it's family owned. We are established since 48, a very good year as we all know. We have a turnover of just over $500 million. We have about 2,000 employees working around many countries in the world. And we are busy with innovation. Over the history of the company, we have way over 10,000 patents. We have at the moment a separate company who is dealing with patents where 18 people are working with our own lawyers, and we have about 345 people working in engineering, which means that we are doing a little bit in innovation. We are doing that in the production sites in many parts of the world. We are doing that in research places in many parts of the world, including also the Netherlands, where some of the people from Israel are working as well. Sometimes it works. Our history. We are founded, as I said, in 48. That's the year that we recognize as the official year. It's the second generation who is running now the company. And we started with the finger rake wheel, a very old thing that you can still see around the countryside in Israel, still produced till today. It was followed by the fertilizer spreader, and when you're looking at it today with, of course, all the electronics and things like that, this seems like very old-fashioned material and not innovative. However, it has changed the world. Since the beginning of our history, we have been working in order to achieve changes and making life for the farmer better. We believe now that it is necessary, and that's the point I want to make at the end, and that's the reason I'm here to give you a little presentation. We want to offer an agriculture that is sustainable. We want to offer an agriculture where people love to work and where we don't need to have foreign labor. The range of products, and again, I don't want to talk too long about Lely because I don't think that that is the most important part. I think the message that I want to give you at the end is far more important. The products that we are making, it's a milking machine. There are about 50 running here in Israel. Israel is the only country where we are not successful, believe it or not. The country with all the knowledge that we are having, we prefer to import Thai people to milk our cows and take care of it because they're also taking care of the wife and help her a little bit washing the dishes, which our machine regretfully is not doing. It's a machine where the cow walks in, automatically she's milked and she is let out, so 24 hours system. We have also the feeding system, the Lely Vector, which is an automated system. It finds their own way on the farm, knows when the cows need to be fed, and is doing that 24 hours a day. When people don't want to invest in such a system, we have the UNO, because cows, when they are eating, they tend to throw away their feed, and we want to push it back, so that's the feed pusher. And we have the Discovery, which is not present here in Israel because there's no need for it with the way that we are building the farms over here, but that's cleaning the manure. Going back to the old days, that are all the implements that are behind the tractors, mowers, tedders, rakes, and the balers. And last but not least, and especially here in Israel, I want to mention the Tego. That's a company that we have taken over in Woudstetten a few years ago. And that was Mengele Agrartechniek, and we have changed the name. I'm very proud of that. From grass to glass. We believe that we need to be active in the field from the beginning of growing the grass, producing the grass, harvesting, and bringing it all the way to the table. So that means that you have to deal with quality, that you have to deal with a lot of different technologies. And we are all doing that in our vision, that we believe in a sustainable, profitable, and enjoyable future in farming. We want to encourage people to start working on it and go with us on that route that we are having there. Why automation? We are going to have less and less people that are active in agriculture. We are going to have less people that are interested in doing this kind of job. We are going to have also more and more problems with the quality of the feed. But also we need to feed the world. We need to have more feed per acre, per square meter. We need to have it in places where we haven't been producing feed so far. So there is a lot of challenges that we need to do in automation, and that can help with it. We know it all by the way that we are reducing the water consumption. Netafim is one of the big global examples on that. But we also have labor challenges. Who wants to get out of his bed 7 days a week, at least twice a day, in the winter, think about Europe, cold, rainy, and go to be milked, to milk cows, and in order to be kicked right away there? That's not exactly a fun job, so nobody wants to do that in the end. My father, for example, was 55 when he took his first time on vacation. That was the reason why I joined the company Lely, because I think we can change the world with automation. That's what we can do when we believe in it. So we have a problem with quality, we have a problem with availability. But agriculture is old-fashioned. Who wants to deal with it? And I'm not speaking about the high-tech that we have just heard from compiler, genome compiler, but I'm talking about regular farming, growing something. What's fun in it? Cotton, it's dirty, it's tractors, it's dust. It's not. Agriculture is high-tech. Agriculture is implementation. It's an integration of all the technology that we have. I gave a small list over here, but I can tell you by heart that it is many, many more techs. There are almost no technologies that are not applicable in agriculture, which is logic, because it's our life. It's your and our life. Together we can make a difference. There's a world that needs to be fed. We are going to so many billions, and I'm not going to mention the figure because you can argue if it's the right figure. But there are going to be more people that need to be fed. People are going to be older. People need to have better food. People are getting more choices. People in the development countries are getting interest in higher protein and different demands. Somebody needs to supply it. Agriculture is a combination of all these disciplines that we are having in the world. Technology, but also all the knowledge that we have from biology, from agriculture knowledge, from feeding to know how the rumination in a cow works. All these scientific knowledge that is built up over the years. A lot of it is done in practice, but it is as much Technion as it is Rehovot. We need to combine this in order to get the best out of our world. And we have an obligation. We have a world to field. That's tikkun olam. That's something we need to work on. And I can tell you that nobody will get more satisfaction than when you see things growing, when you see things produced, and you don't bring in foreign labor to do the job, but you can see it's done by automation, something that you've built, that you've produced. There is more in agriculture and technology than you can think. So to do, I gave a small list here on what is related to our company. We want to measure heartbeat. We want to know if the cow is getting fat or not. We want to see how the crop is growing in the field and if it's enough in order to feed the cows for the coming year. We want to to measure the components of the feed that we are giving to the cows right away, real time, online, inline. We want to reduce fertilizer. We want to recycle the manure and recycle all these minerals that are there. We know that phosphate, for example, is limited. We know Israel is a big producer, but we know that it's going to be limited. And we know that one day we will need to have a system of circular economy where we are going to recover those minerals. Outside Lely, there's a whole world open, which requires and demands the input of technology that is going beyond software, quick exits. It's integration of all this knowledge, but it gives so much joy, it gives so much fun. Once that you see that the thing is flying over the field and it's spraying and it's reducing the chemicals and it is increasing the yield and it's increasing the crop quality. So here are a few examples. We are getting on our way. We are having machines nowadays that can prune the vines automatically. We have having machines that can harvest strawberries. I haven't seen them in Arava yet. We are having machines that's in California which can harvest the lettuce, and we can see weeding robots that are eliminating completely the chemicals that have been used so far. So get going. We have all the ingredients. We are living in a country where we know everything about vision, where we know everything about acoustics. Thanks to our great neighbors, we want to hear, we want to see, and we can do it. And that are exactly the technology ingredients that we need for automation in agriculture. We need to know where we are, we need to see, we need to detect. Israel can be a market leader in this development of these products. We are lacking behind. I know there are some examples. We know all about Netafim, we all know about companies like Auto Agronome, but there is more to do. We need to get integration of all these technologies and filling in the gaps that we still have. There is so much work to do. We can't be all Waze, we can't be all Prime Sense. But as students, we have a whole thing to do. Think out of the box. Keep thinking out of the box, because when you do what you did, you get what you got. And agriculture definitely is not in that playing field anymore. We are out there. Thank you.